So I came to Olin before it was Olin. I came in January of 1982 from a small liberal arts college in rural central Pennsylvania, where I'd been on the faculty in the philosophy department for a little over a decade. I came here to direct the undergraduate business program at a major university in the Midwest, and so it was a big cultural shift for me in a number of respects. But it was an incredibly exciting time. Every day was a new challenge and something interesting to do. The students were a lot of fun to work with. In the mid-1980s, Jim Little and I started working on what became the first of a series of study abroad programs that we developed for undergraduate business students. And the first one was in the UK. And these were programs that had both an academic and an internship component, and that was their distinctiveness and a pretty sharp contrast to the kind of experience abroad students would have if they went through a language department or through the English department to study literature in London or something like that. I think the first non-English speaking country we went to was France, and we sent a small group of students to Paris to have an experience, same basic structure as the program in the UK, except that the internship was 100% en français. We went next to Germany, which is where I had spent a year myself. Then we went to Spain, and along the way we developed more traditional academic semester abroad programs in Hong Kong. And at one point, I think something close to 50% of Olin's undergraduates were spending a semester abroad, and it was a big change in the character of the experience for undergraduates, and I was really proud of being a part of that. In January of 2008, after almost 26 years of directing the undergraduate program, I felt like that was long enough to do one thing. And we searched for a successor for me in the undergraduate program. And I thought I was going to spend that spring semester helping the new person get their feet on the ground, and then maybe I'd retire. And about that time, some of our faculty were interested in developing a Master of Science in Finance. We decided to launch that, and Mahendra Gupta, our dean at the time, asked if I'd ride herd on that in the beginning. About the time that I thought we had that pretty well up and running, so I sat down with the dean and said, I think maybe I'm done now. He'd say, well, we really should have a Master of Accounting degree. What do you think about that? Okay. And it was a sort of a running joke between me and Mahendra as to whether I'd actually succeed in retiring or if he'd talk me into doing something else. But I ended up doing it for almost 7 years. But it was 7 very exciting years because it was like running startup businesses, and that was just an incredibly exciting and rewarding 7 years. And I'm delighted that Mahendra kept talking me out of retiring. But it got to be kind of a joke about whether and I think when I actually did finally retire at the end of December 2014, nobody really believed it. You asked me how I think students have changed over the 30-plus years that I've been here, and in the teaching part of my career before that. And I'm sure that students have changed, but so have I, and so have those of us who work with them. The technology of pedagogy has changed, and students' expectations about that have heightened. But fundamentally, students are bright and inquisitive and ambitious, and it's a privilege to work with talented young people every day. And that's been the constant. And more important than anything that's changed, I think, is the constant of having students who are bright and talented and eager to learn.